long day, and I commute to home, and this was horrible because it was an accident, whatever. So I'm going to try to do as quick as possible, and I want to have some time with you for the question. That is, I think, is the most interesting part. So let me share the slides. So can you see it, right?
Yeah, good.
Perfect. There are a few ones in Spanish, the slide itself, because I usually give this talk in Spanish, but I will translate for you. Okay? So, cool. Thank you so much for coming here, also for waiting me for almost 20 minutes. So sorry again. But we're going to talk about anything, something that is very, very useful and also is very nice to have, that is Gemini CLI and Flutter. So we're going to talk about how you can go from MVP to a prototype, function, like from a prototype to an MVP functional using Gemini CLI with Gemini 3 in a quick steps, and you will face the big change between the previous coding style and the new AI agent code style. So yeah, again, my name is Alfredo Bautista. I am Flutter and RGD. Also, I work in Santos, so we are going to do this very quickly. And also, I'm organizing the Flutter Conf in Spain. So if you want to come to Spain and to learn more about Flutter, let me know, and I can give you some tickets for the next Flutter Conf 2026. So today we're going to talk first what is an AI code agent, or what is an AI agent. We're going to see what is like a Gemini CLI, the tool that it will allow us to prototype in our Flutter app. Also, I'm going to show you how to install it. That is very easy, and how to connect with some plugin or extension that they are very nice to work with Flutter. And also, I think we have some time for QA, very quick QA. So, quick introduction about AI agents coding. So, as everyone knows already, the LLMs, the large language model, they can generate text, and furthermore, they can generate some code. It works fine. Also, the difference between a chatbot and an AI agent is they have tools to interact outside of the system. So previously with ChatGPT, Gemini, if you ask like, what is the weather today? Probably they're going to say that, I don't know, because my training information, they didn't mention anything about the today's weather. So with the tools, the agent can interact with the external world and get more information to build a better response. And also the AI agents, different between a normal chatbot like Gemini or ChatGPT, is they have already a workflow predefined to collaborate with you to be able to generate some good code, I will say. So this is like the life cycle of a normal agent. So we're going to start from a prompt from ourselves, in this case, from the Gemini CLI. So the AI is going to understand the goal, what the AI have to do it. The AI itself, or the agent itself, is going to planify all the steps necessary to be able to achieve this goal. It is going to use the tools that we give to the AI to be able to fulfill it, the goal. And also the AI itself is going to check what is the output, what is the response, and if the response that the AI generated and our request has matched and has finished, or the AI has to iterate again, asking us more information, or maybe going to the cycle again without any user interaction. So, for example, we're going to see that when you prompt some new screens or new features to the Gemini model, to the Gemini CLI, sometimes it will ask you, hey, do you prefer to do like that? Do you prefer to use this widget? Do you prefer to whatever? Or the AI itself is going to think about, okay, so I implemented this widget, but maybe it's good to use the latest Material 3 version of the widget, for example. So this is very important to understand, that the AI agent is going to use this flow to iterate again to fulfill your goal. So autonomously is going to do by itself. So yeah, it's very important because it's very different when you like go to the Gemini or ChatGPT page and you ask for some code and they generate the code and that's it. The tool, like the AI, will not think about if it generates enough code to fulfill the goal. They only give you a quick response, right? So I will say that like the basic answer or the basic difference between the ChatGPT or Gemini web implementation and AI agent code is they're going to automate the way of generate the code, put in your repository or in your project, run some tests, get more context about what is the current architecture of the project, and then generate the code. So it will automate a lot of tasks that if we copy and paste from the web browser, we have to do ourselves, right? So when we have this iteration, we will have like a different role than if we only copy and paste from the web. So in this case, the AI agent will have the tools. I will explain later what is a tool exactly. But thanks to the tools, the AI agent will be able to do more stuff and complete the code better than in the ChatGPT or Gemini copy and paste code. So also in our case, our goal is not only like to prompt some requirement, it's also follow up with the agent to be able to finish the task or finish the generation of the code successfully, because probably the AI is going to prompt you again to give more actions or to ask you for more information. So what is a tool? What is like this important word, the tool? So I will say that the tool is the way that we empower the LLM or we give superpowers to the LLM. So by default, as I mentioned, and also like I remember in the first days of the ChatGPT and Gemini, if you ask like, what is my weather today in my location? The AI, they or it cannot know about your location or about your current weather. So the tool is like the way of giving this AI access to external world. So the Gemini CLI is going to use tools to be able to do some action to perform the goal. In this case, the AI, the Gemini CLI, the tool, they have already tools. Like I would say the product, they already have tools, or maybe we can create ourselves, or we can connect with other tools that I will show you how to do it. So the important thing is a lot of people is scared about the AI using tools because the AI can communicate with the external world in a good way or in a bad way. So the AI by default, the AI will ask us if the AI can use this tool to perform the action. So for example, if you say that, okay, go in this project, create a pull request. The AI is going to ask you before to go to the GitHub tool if the AI can use this tool to create the pull request. So if in some case the AI becomes kind of crazy or hallucinate, you can deny the use of tools. So it is very important for us as a developer that we have the control of which tool the AI can use it, right? So up to the tools, we have the MCP that is called Model Context Protocol. Yeah, Estefania, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Which ones do you recommend, like never use? Which tools specifically? Are there any that you're like, okay, if you see these, do not use it? Or
yeah, I will
on
say
the project.
Yeah, I will say that by default, we don't have like very dangerous tools. For example, we have like the shell access to the Gemini CLI, so it can run whatever command. That's mean RM, like remove.
Mhm.
So depends of the context, it can be dangerous. So I will say that yeah, by default, they don't have anything specifically that you should not give to the tool, to the model. The problem is you have to review it when the AI is going to use it.
Okay,
So it's the only way. It's like you only have to supervise.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. So we have the MCPs that I started to talk about the MCPs. So when we have this new way of working and we create tools and these kind of things, Anthropic in this case, they create the Model Context Protocol, and by de facto, it becomes the standard in the industry. So the Model Context Protocol, as they explain in the naming, is the way of the AI gets more information from outside. So it's a protocol where you have like a pack of tools plus some instruction to use the tool. So you can like use MCP that they already built from other people. So for example, we have like MCP to connect with GitHub, MCPs of Flutter that I will show you later. So the MCP is like a pack of tool with some configuration in the tool that we can plug into the Gemini CLI, and the Gemini CLI will know how to use this tool. And by default, it will have access to this tool, but as I mentioned, under control or under supervision from us. So we can create ourselves our MCPs. So for example, if you have like a database, internal database, or any custom project, you can create tools inside an MCP to be able to allow the AI to use this tool to interact with your system. Or normally you're going to use MCP that some other developers they already created. So the good thing is we have the awesome MCP webpage where you can see like the available MCPs that you can use in Gemini CLI or any AI agent tool. So this is very nice because it is a standard. So when some company create the MCPs, you can like directly connect it with your AI agent, and your AI agent will have these capabilities of interacting with the external world using these AI tools. So it is very nice. I recommend you to check this awesome MCP webpage where you can see like all the MCPs. This is not like the whole MCP world, but I will say they have like a few good things, a few good ones. So if you are interested in this MCP world, I recommend you to check it because it is very nice. So for example, when you are running this like an screenshot for Gemini CLI that we will see later how to install it. If you use the command, like this is /mcp list, you can list the MCP that you already have configured in your machine. So when we are going to install the extension of Flutter, we will have access to the Dart MCP. The Dart MCP has already some tools that in this case, the Dart team has created. So as you can see, we have tools called dartfix to run the dartfix command, some pub to search or to get dependencies. For example, we have the analyzer files. So the AI can run this analyzer to see what is the status of the files. We have the host reload. So the AI can request as our machine to run the host reload. So this is very nice. They create like a bunch of tools, like 17 tools inside this MCP server. So the first integration of these MCPs and sometimes only work when you connect up the debugging. I will read later, but yeah, probably yes, random. So the first popular implementation, I will say, outside of the Gemini world was this Cloud Code that maybe you heard about that. It was the first one that they create this agent coding inside a terminal. Gemini CLI is another version or another product like that. So we're going to use the terminal to run our Gemini CLI. And everything is going to be in the terminal. So don't be scared about the terminals that some people, front-end developers, usually we are like little scared about the terminal and this non-UI environment. But I will say you that it is going to be very easy for you. So as the name of the Gemini CLI extension, the Gemini CLI will use the Gemini models for sure. And as you know, we have different models. So we will have a different quota. We will have a different access to the model or the usage of the model. Depends of the model. So for example, the Pro version will have less available quota than the Flash model. So I usually give these slides talking about the Gemini 2.5 Pro, 2.5 Flash, and 2.5 Flash Lite. But a few weeks ago, it became obsolete because, as you know, we have the Gemini 3. This is very nice. We have Gemini 3 that is very, very good compared to Gemini 2.5 or other state-of-the-art models. But in this case, with Gemini 3, we only have the Gemini 3 Pro. For the 2.5 Flash and Flash Lite, we will still using Gemini 2.5. The problem is, by default, they don't allow yet access to this model in the Gemini CLI, so you have to go to some whitelist and request this early access. That I know that they are granted more people every week to be able to access this model in the Gemini CLI. So as I mentioned, we have this slash command program where we can set which model we want to use. By default, it's going to be auto. So the Gemini CLI, the product itself, is going to choose between the different models. But we can force the tool to use only pro models or flash model if we want better response or if we want more quota, right? So if we go to slash settings, you will see this preview features setting where you can enable preview features. In this case, it will allow us to request this Gemini 3 access. So you have to go to settings, slash settings, activate the preview models, and then when you choose slash model, you can see that Gemini 3 is now enabled in the tool, because to have access to the Gemini 3, because it's connected with your Google account, you have to be granted in a whitelist first, and then you can see here. So for example, as I mentioned, you can leave in auto. So the tool itself, the Gemini CLI, is going to choose between different models, or you can force the Gemini CLI to use only pro models, flash model, or flash light models. The difference is going to be the performance. Like the pro model is going to give you better response, but it's going to be slower than the flash one, and also more expensive in the way that it will reduce your quota more than the flash or flashlight models. So yeah, do you want to install it, right? So this is very easy because this Gemini CLI is an open source tool. So in the repository of Gemini CLI, if you search Gemini CLI, or if you follow this URL, that is /github/Google Gemini/Gemini CLI, I will give you 1 or 2 minutes to install it. So here in the repo, you have a very large README. You can see the tool, you can see like the source code of the tool. And in this repository, you have the instruction to install in your machine, because you can install it in macOS, in my case, Linux, or Windows. It will work the same in the 3 platforms. So you can go here and it will allow you to install it. In my case, I use the Brew installer, and that's it. It's very easily to install it. But we have 3 different ways of installing. The first one is with NPX, sorry. So it will not install in your machine. It is a way to only run it without installing any dependency or installing globally in your machine. This is very nice if you want to test it, or if you are in another machine and you only want to test it, you can just use NPX. Also, you can install it globally with npm. So you can use npm -g as a global, and you can install it. And also, in my case, I use Homebrew, that is available in macOS or Linux, and it will install it directly globally in your machine. A part of the 3 ways of installation, we have 3 ways of authenticating ourselves in the tool. The first one is with your Google account, that it will give you more quota than the other ways of installing. So if you out with your Google account, so when you install the tool and you're running the tool for the first time, it will open a browser windows to log in with your Google account. So you log in, the web page is going to generate a deep link, and with this deep link, you are going to inject the access token to the tool. It will be automatically, but to understand the flow. And with this, you will have like 60 requests per minute for free and 1,000 per day. So it is a lot. Depends on the use case, But by default, only to test it and don't play around, it is a very nice free tier, I will say. If you are a subscriber of Google Developer Premium, Google Developer Program Premium, you can have more quota. I think it's 100 requests per minute and 1,500 per day or something like that. Also, we have the API key from Google AI Studio. So I don't know if you already meet this product, but in ai.google.com, you have like a dashboard to play around with some AI, also the latest AI model, where you can get or you can generate some API keys to access the Gemini as a service. So with these API keys, you can get this API key in the dashboard and use in the Gemini CLI. With this free API key, also this nice short URL, ai.dev. Thank you, Randall. you will only have like 100 requests per day. That is not very much. But for example, if you have like a Docker or you have like a remote machine where you cannot open a browser, maybe it's good to have like this option. Or also if you want to like give to other people the access to this AI tool and you want to be careful about the quota, you can generate this API key and it's very easy to share. And also, as you know, this Vertex AI platform in Google Cloud allow you to use AI under the Google ecosystem. So you can get also an API key in Vertex AI. And normally in Vertex AI, you already have like a billing account, an enterprise account, I would say. So you will pay, or your company will pay for the token usage. So it's going to be like the more professional way of using this Gemini CLI or the like more enterprise solution. So when you install it and you already authenticated, you will see something like that. So you will see like this nice pixel art, I will say, about Gemini, and you can prompt whatever you want. As we saw it, we have this / command to configure the some settings to run some commands. By default, when you open the Gemini CLI, you can prompt any question. Like you can use for whatever reason. Yeah, also for training workshops, it is very nice to have this API key that you can share with the people, and they can use it directly without any Google account, right? So here in this Gemini CLI, you already can ask whatever, but the good thing is when you tune it a little bit. So as I mentioned, like the extension in Gemini CLI facilitate us a lot of the integration with different frameworks or with different workflow. So in our case, we have only for Gemini CLI, the previous MCP is for every AI code agent, but this extension of Gemini CLI is only for Gemini CLI. So if you search Gemini CLI extension, you will see this website where you can see like the official extension for Gemini CLI. That is very different from the MCPs. So in our case, we have the official extension for Flutter. So the extension will configure the MCP for Flutter and Dart, and also it will give you some pre-instructions for the model that the Flutter team has created. You can see because it is open source also here in this repository. If you want to use it, you can use Gemini extension install and the URL to the extension repository. And also you can go to the GitHub, to the repository, and see this Flutter extension. It will configure the MCP, as I mentioned, the Flutter and Dart MCP, but also it will create some file called gemini.md markdown. And in this markdown, we will have some instruction created by the Flutter team to guide the AI to create better Flutter code. For example, it will have some instruction like don't use build method or generate or create a smaller widget as possible. This kind of instruction that by default the AI is going to generate some nice code, but not the perfect one. With this instruction that the extension will install automatically for you, you will have better code than without the extension. So yeah, with this command you can install it, and then you can use it. I remember it was an issue with some Windows user. I don't remember if it was Windows 10 or 11, but it was an issue. So if you have a Windows machine, check it in the repo, and if you find any issue installing the extension, you can go to the repo, and there is like a few steps to solve this issue. So we have a few commands thanks to this extension to the Gemini CLI that without the extension, we will not have it. We have /create app, /create package, /modify, and /commit. In my case, I use more useful the /modify and the /commit, I will say, because the create app and create package, the Gemini CLI is going to prompt you some questions to to create a new app from scratch. So, for example, if you have like an idea from scratch and you want to build it, probably it's better to use this /create app or create package. But in my case, probably I already have the repository, I already have the Flutter app, but maybe I want to implement something new. So in this case, I usually use /modify, where the Gemini CLI is going to ask you for a new feature to implement or a new bug fix. So the AI is going to guide you to ask some question, to verify with you what is your best approach, and then it will generate some code thanks to this context that we give in this command. And also /commit, the AI is going to check the current status of the repository. It will generate some commit message. It will, for example, run the analyzer to see if everything is fine before pushing the linter, etc., etc. So I remember here that I put again this slides because when I was giving this talk as a workshop and the people start using the commands, the people is very quickly they run out of quota. So be careful because, for example, if you use this /modify or /create app, every time that the AI is going to ask you is a request. So, for example, if you have 100 requests, maybe you are going to face problem because maybe the AI is going to use 20 requests only to ask you or something like that, or to run some tools. So be careful with the quota. You will see like the quota and the calls that the AI is giving inside the Gemini CLI, but be careful with the quota. I put here again the list of requests of quota that we will have depends of our I would say subscription. But yeah, for example, if you have this AI Pro or AI Ultra package, you can use in the Gemini CLI, and you will have like at least the double of the free quota. So if you are thinking about to get this AI subscription, maybe it's good to use also with the Gemini CLI. As I mentioned, also if you have this Google Developer Program Premium, you will have like almost the double of the free quota. So it is very nice. If you want to try it, I will say that it's a good things to have if you're using this Gemini CLI. So I think it was all. I don't know if I did very quickly or if you have any question about the AI integration, but it's very straightforward. I would say play around with the Gemini CLI, try to use it, try to interact with the AI. If you run out of quota, don't worry, tomorrow is going to be another quota. So you can use like almost every day. So this is very nice. Sorry again for the 20 minutes. I'm so sorry. But thank you so much for coming here, for listening to me. Here is my social media. If you have any question regarding with this Gemini CLI, Flutter and Dart, or the Google Developer Expert Program, let me know. Yeah, thanks again also the Flutter Chicago to host me.
Thank you so much, Alfredo. So right now, I'm just going to stop the recording so everybody knows, and then we'll go into Q&A just in case somebody might feel safer not be recorded. Right now, I will stop our recording.